guys, Mrs. Cantrell here, and I'm here today to talk to you about sticky stuff. Let's get started. First, we're going to discuss the most exciting type of adhesive there is, the hot glue gun. Miss Braun and I love the hot glue gun. The first thing you need to know about hot glue is that it's hot. The second thing you need to know is what the hottest part is. Hottest part is this part right here. When this gets plugged in, this is the part that heats up, so you want to be really careful to not touch it. Always assume that it's hot. When a hot glue gun is not in use, you need to make sure that it is upright. You need to make sure that it's not laying down, because if it's laying down, the glue will ooze inside of all of its little innard parts here, and I have actually seen a hot glue gun spark and explode before because of that. So we need to make sure we take care of these, and when you are not using it, make sure that it is sitting upright, not laying down. If you happen to see that it's laying down, do the right thing and set it back up. When you're hot gluing something small, make sure that you do not use your finger to push the small item into the hot glue. So for instance, if I wanted to put like a little tiny button on one of these flowers here, I'd put my little dab of hot glue here. So before I put my hot glue or my item on my hot glue, I'm going to go, oh, stop. I'm going to drop it in and then use something else like a popsicle stick or a toothpick to actually push it into place. When you're reloading the glue gun, simply replace the new glue stick in this part of the glue gun. This part, the back part. Replace it right there. You want to make sure that it goes one direction. You never take the stick out of the back end here and take it out of the glue gun. That can really damage our glue guns and render them useless. So please make sure that you're only feeding it in this way, and then when you squeeze the trigger, that's what makes it go towards this hot part. And then you get hot glue. Please, please, please do not waste our hot glue sticks. These tend to be expensive. We buy a lot of them. We go through a lot of them. So Miss Braun and I really do not like it if we see you, and I can't even bring myself to do it, just squeezing the trigger to watch a big puddle of it come out. It really drives us crazy because that's just wasted money. So please make sure that you're not wasting the hot glue and only using what you need. Also, be gentle with the sticks. Make sure you're not using them to hurt your friends and to, just be obnoxious. Make sure that you are using these things for their intended purposes responsibly. When you're using the hot glue gun, be sure to keep the glue gun on one of these brown silicone mats like this. And make sure to watch out for other people around. You don't want to be wielding your hot glue gun as you turn around to talk to your friend and accidentally burn somebody. So make sure you keep it over the surface where you're gluing, and like I said, be aware of the others around you. Also, if you get to a hot glue gun and it seems to not be working right, please make sure you let a teacher know. Also, make sure that you are not playing with the hot glue. I've seen some people get severely burned because they put a puddle of hot glue on their paper and then they wanted to see what it was like to stick their finger in it. It did not end well. So please remember that curiosity did kill the cat. Do not stick your fingers in the hot glue. Don't play with the hot glue. Also, please never, ever, ever joke about harming somebody with a hot glue gun. It might seem like childish fun, but those things are considered threats, and I don't want to see you guys get in trouble. So please make sure that you are not even joking about hurting somebody with a hot glue gun. So please make sure that you follow all those guidelines, use the hot glue gun safely. I hope you get to enjoy them as much as Miss Braun and I love hot glue. All right, now let's talk about all of our other adhesives. Hot glue is not the only adhesive, and it's not always the best thing for every job. If you're just simply bonding paper to other paper, these are the ones you should use first. Start with tape. Maybe you could use a roll of masking tape. A tried and true method is to make the little loop-de-loop with the sticky side out. Stick that on the back of your paper. and then stick it on the paper that you're sticking it to. That works great. We have other tapes too. Miss Brown and I both have some standard Scotch tape, the clear tape that a lot of you are familiar with. We also have some packaging tape. This is really, really strong. It's also really nice for laminating things. So like if you want a nice clear coat on something, you can use this to not just tape like you did with the masking tape, but to sit your paper wherever you're wanting to adhere it, and then tape on top of it. And then it creates a nice shiny coat. We also have your standard tried and true glue sticks. These are great if you're just gluing paper to paper. You can make collages with it, so just make sure you put a nice generous amount edge to edge. That really helps to make sure that it stays in place. And then glue it to your book. Make sure you really smoosh the edges down all the way. Liquid glue is a great solution for a lot of your paper to paper adhesive needs. And we have some tacky glue. We also have your traditional Elmer's liquid glue. They both are great for gluing paper to paper. Liquid glue, just make sure that you always use a very small amount. Unlike the glue stick, just a few little dabs will do it. If you use too much, it'll spill out. It'll also make your work a lot more wrinkly. In general, the liquid glue does make things a little bit more wrinkly, but it is a really nice, strong bond. We also have one of my other favorite adhesives, Mod Podge. Miss Brown and I mix this up. It's basically just a really watery version of Elmer's glue, but it creates a nice glossy coat on top of your work. And we're going to show you in another video specifically how to use it, but to use this you will need a paintbrush, so know that there's a little bit more cleanup involved in that. When you're bonding other items to paper, so for instance if you are going to glue something like fabric or string to your journal, you can just simply use liquid glue. Just make sure to use a little dab. So if I want to put this little bow on here, I don't need very much, just a little dab. And the other most important part is drying time. Make sure that you use our binder clips to keep your journal open, so that way you can keep this on the drying rack. And as long as you allow that to dry, that'll be a nice solid bond. And then you of course have the hot glue option. So again, if you want to, for instance, put like a button on your journal, you can just squeeze the glue out on there. And don't forget to use a little helper to make sure that you don't stick your finger in the glue. So, I hope you guys learned a little something about the sticky stuff, and I look forward to seeing what you make with all of our adhesives in your journal.